you very much. And I will introduce my co-moderator for today's dialogue, Jeannie Gunn. And she is the Head of Government Affairs and Public Policy for Asia, Pacific, Japan, Middle East, Turkey, and Africa.
And Jeannie has a very, very, very busy schedule. How long have you been to your home in Singapore?
I'm back after 2.5 months.
After 2 months?
2.5 months.
2.5 months. 2.5 months on the way.
Been away, yeah, working.
She got over my record. My record for 2 months on the way. But how many round the world trips did you have?
Not as many as you.
I recommend it. I had 9 round the world business trips.
Yeah, every time I see Jeannie, it's like the first thing I always ask her is like, when did you arrive? How many hours ago?
So when he called me, the first question he asked me, where in the world are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's dialogue session. I think in the interest of time, we just wanted to ask if you have got any questions. Of course, we've also prepared some simple, sort of like souvenirs to give away. Ask you some simple questions later before we round up the session and give you some souvenirs for whoever is the fastest to raise their hand and to give the right answer. But for now, while Eugene is with us, actually, it's a rare opportunity because he's literally fly halfway across the globe to be here with all of us. If you've got questions, feel free to ask him.
And I like Singapore.
And he loves Singapore.
And one of my favorite countries.
Yeah, there is an article about how much Eugene loves Singapore, so have a read about that.
And he blogs about Singapore. So I think we've got a question over there. I want to hand her a mic.
Yeah. So you have.
Just give us your name. My name is Sally, and what you said about the quality of technical education in Russia really piqued my interest because this is something I've thought about at length. What would you say is the best way to export the Russian model of technical education, not just to Singapore, but Asia as a whole? Because I've heard a lot of people say that Asia is really lagging behind in the cyber race because our education system as a whole is, well, it's just the fundamentals. It doesn't promote the kind of creativity that.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. So actually, as far as I know, Singapore education system is based on the British education system. And speaking about technical education, only about technical. So the Russian education system in the schools is 1 year ahead of British at the end of the school. So the British education, after the British schools, the kids, they're not able to get to the Russian technical university. They need more trainings. So the Russian school education is get faster after 2 or 3 years. And again, I'm speaking about only technical, because the Russian marketing is some kind of design. If it's about design of technical stuff or design of chips or that, perfect. But if it's design of clothes, no. So, how to introduce this model? We need to start from schools. And for example, the computer science, they start in Russia, they start to learn from 3rd class or 4th, very early. Yes. So when they leave the schools, they are already software engineers.
Which means they start from about 9.
Very junior, but software engineers, very junior, but they can do it.
From about 9,
Yes,
10
9,
years old,
10,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, I think we've got a question at the back.
Sorry, can you just wait for the mic because
Okay, we are entering into the post-quantum age now. So what would we expect in terms of cybersecurity and in terms of cryptography, such as quantum-safe cryptography and stuff?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So depending, how do they depend on the quantum technologies? It will be the major impact on the cryptographic systems, on the whole the cryptology, of course. but speaking about the cybercrime and attacking the computer networks, computer endpoint systems, I think it will be the same, no change. And it's like the very similar question I had years ago when Wi-Fi was introduced. And I had the same question, how Wi-Fi will change cybersecurity? I said, the computer malware will fly faster. That's it. And about quantum technologies, there's still some there prototypes of quantum computers. And well, nobody guarantees when do we have it, finally. Sorry.
I believe some of the countries are doing it right now, and they're using quantum computers for hacking.
It's the same.
I believe they're using generation 1.
Yeah. It's the same like the this. What's the name of that nuclear reaction in the tokamak systems. So they say that at least they guarantee that in 50 years from now, we have the new power generation system based on this nuclear reaction. But 50 years ago, they said the same. Waiting, I dream to see the true quantum computers which are based on, I don't know which technologies because there are alternatives. Sooner or later we will have it, but when?
Right, thank you for that question. Can we have some from this side of the room, actually? He's raised his hand for a while. Can someone hand the mic over to him? He's been waiting. And then we'll come over to him.
Hello, hi, my name is Terence. So just wanted to ask, what do you think is the best way to raise cyber awareness amongst non-technical people? Because as far as I understand, right now we have, in the midst of a scam explosion, and a lot of people are getting affected by it, mainly through phishing and other means. I understand Kaspersky had a QR code antivirus scanner, but it has been discontinued, so what else can we do?
Well, unfortunately you're right, and there are two ways how to hack. Technologies, looking for 0 days, looking for vulnerabilities, or social engineering. Unfortunately, both ways they work, and highly professional hackers, they use both. And that's why I said, keep your mind all the time switched on. Then you connect it to your provider, and actually I think it's a responsibility of your provider to filter their parasitic traffic. Then we have in Russia, we have a major problem with the telephone fraud. We have a special application for Android and iPhones, the Who Calls. So we have a database of compromised telephone numbers. So we don't guarantee 100% of success because they change it very fast. But we guarantee very good results, so we stop many malicious calls. I don't know if we are going to introduce the same in Singapore. How?
So
Who calls?
Yeah, we have
Application, but we need to have a local database, of course, so this all the support.
You have a question?
Hi there, sorry, my name is ZH. I've been in the field, the cybersecurity field for something like 6 months now. What you said about cyber immunity really got me going. Just 2 parts. I was hoping you could elaborate a bit on the concepts surrounding cyber immunity, because that seems like a very obscure field of, it seems like a very obscure or novel field of study.
What do you mean by obscure?
As in like new, I've literally never heard of cyber immunity before.
Yeah, that's why I have a speech. Now you know. Yeah, okay. So the first time we announced that we are working on cyber immunity, we did it in 2013 in Dubai, and there was just like a first message. Then we slowly were introducing these ideas, this concept, and when you have no products, you can speak a lot about that, but you need to prove that. Actually, the thin client and industrial gateway, based on our operating system, our partners released to market just this year. So it's really, really, really new. But with, for example, the gateway Recently, we have feedback from one of the Moscow-based company. They do cables of different size, of different. Some of them they're really big. So they wanted to have the SCADA network connected to data center to optimize the production and all that, but they were scared, of course, by security issues. They didn't want to do it on Linux-based gateway. When they had immune gateway, they did it, and they came back and said, okay, thank you. We did it. We have the data, all this telemetry is collected in the data center, processed, and now we save 9 tons of lead every month. I don't know, 9 tons of lead, is it big or small or medium? I don't know, but they are happy. So they were really happy. So now they are in the industrial revolution 4.0, and they are safe.
I think you've got a second question.
Yeah, there's a second part. I actually work in SCADA PLC-based final systems and industrial control systems. I mainly focus on the threat, the anomaly detection and monitoring that you were speaking about earlier. So I'll keep this short. How do you see a technology like machine learning pioneering this area of cyber immunity?
Yeah, it's when I was speaking about the telemetry collection and this data sent to the data center, these algorithms, they are working there. So that's the second part of this industrial revolution 4.0. But with cyber immunity, right now, we don't see the place for machine learning because it's a simple, well, it's not a simple thing, but it's still operating system. It works on a very low level. And then applications which are on top of that, yes, they can use their machine learning. Today I was speaking about how do we use machine learning in the lab, how do we protect our customers with the help of machine learning. Once, one of my security experts came to me and he said, Eugene, it seems that we're now monitoring the cyber gang which use machine learning to operate. Yes. So the behavior, so the like a 24/7, the behavior of the malware was changing because of some environment they were monitoring, and most probably it was machine learning. We don't know because we don't have anyone to report us, but most probably it's true.
Okay, I think we have a question right at the back. Gentleman with the green shirt. Yes. Whichever microphone that gets to you faster.
In a true color short, green.
You're in the right color.
Thank you, Mr. Kaspersky, for your talk. Following up from a previous question asked by another attendee here, I'm wondering if the same kind of heuristics mechanism, threat detection heuristics mechanism in detecting operating systems, apps that try to get around the operating system's security model can be applied onto social engineering applications. For example, database signatures of known phone home IP addresses. Is this something that's feasible, or is this something that Kaspersky perhaps already does? Thank you.
May I ask Vitaly Kamlyuk answer this question?
Sorry?
That man.
Right in front of you. Just pass him the mic.
This is easy, I can just pass him the mic.
He wasn't
Vitaly.
listening. He was listening. Yeah, you were distracted, Vitaly.
I'm working sometimes. When I'm not here, I'm working.
Yes. Yes, okay.
This is truly a complicated question. I understand why you redirected it to me. There's a lot of ideas, I think, mixed in this question. Well, there are definitely multiple different approaches to well, you have to focus on problems one by one, simplify them, don't overcomplicate this. So transferring approach from one field to another is a good way of tackling the problem, but not necessarily most efficient. So what you're talking about, like blacklisting database, one approach, heuristics of recognizing something maybe from the behavior, from the messages, from the interface is another one. Well, you can come up with other ideas, maybe apply machine learning here, AI that can recognize things in a fuzzy way. Well, in every case, I think it's best to measure the overall performance and the yield of your solution. So I can't tell you that mixing this all together will give you the best result possible. This is the experimental area that you need to check with the research in the lab. And that's why if you're keen on doing that, I do encourage you to continue this as a research and maybe come up with a new idea, fusing these methods and then proving that it works. And then everybody will start using this one day. So that's a long answer.
Okay, any last questions?
Hi, I'm Douglas. Okay, the concept of cyber immunity is an interesting concept. So the benefit of this cyber immunity, does it result in the need to, we don't have to have so many cyber talents anymore? Or,
Yes.
or does it mean that we also can reduce the number of processes to manage software systems, like constant patching, monitoring IOCs and stuff? Yeah.
So the constant patching and monitoring and securing is a traditional approach. As I explained, it works for individuals, businesses, but when it's about critical infrastructure, it doesn't compensate the risks. So the only way how to guarantee that you have the power all the time and urban facilities working, and so there are no problems with the seaport and the rest of that, it's a cyber immunity. With the cyber immunity, of course, we need to pay something extra for cyber immunity. So there are first, well, typical questions which I have. Does it slow down the system, the security layer? Not really. So this monitoring, checking this permission, it's not really slow down the system. Second, can we get the open source and compile it to this? No. We need to adapt the code because it's completely different operating system. So we need to check all the lines of the source code and to see and add necessary things there. Bad news. Good news, we already have the trainings, we already have the SDK and education system to explain. And so there are more and more engineers and more companies, they're able to develop applications for our operating system. More. I already said about that. So who is responsible for permissions? Security engineer. So there are different engineers. There are software engineers and security engineers. This is the way it works. So cyber immunity is not for free. But the cost of cyber immunity is not too high. And it definitely compensates the risks.
Okay, anyone else
Okay,
who hasn't
is
asked?
that no more free questions, now we're paid questions.
Okay, joking. I think we have about 5 minutes more, so maybe just some final questions. Gentleman in front, and then let me just identify. Who else has questions? Oh, somebody at the back. You're waiting for some time, and then yourself. Okay, 1, 2, 3, okay? Yep.
Good
But you shifted
evening,
the
Mr.
goalpost.
Eugene. I have a question. Most of us in cybersecurity, we always read and learn what is in the internet, what people share. But I would like to know directly from you, as a visionary and leader, what will happen in 10 to 30 years from your own point of view for cybersecurity?
Yeah. I hope that the world will be moving to the direction of cyber immunity. In the next 20, 30 years, we'll have more and more systems, especially mostly critical infrastructure, designed in a right way, to be secure by design, to be immune. Not existing systems, but the next generation, because it's not possible to make everything immune right now. So we will secure existing systems. Some new systems will be built on cyber immunity. Some of them will still based on the traditional operating systems. And cyber immunity will slowly take the shares in this area. At the same time, we'll have more and more professional criminals. I don't expect the geopolitical factor will be friendly for cooperation between nations, so the different nations will attack each other and the criminals will stay out of the control. So their situation in the cyberspace will be more and more hot. So the need of cyber immunity will be rising. So I don't expect easy years for next 10, 20, maybe 30 years. But then I'm retired, so I don't care.
Hey. Okay. I think you pass on the, yeah, okay, please go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Good evening, Eugene. May I ask this embarrassing question? Were you a super hacker before 2013 yourself?
Well, actually, we have a red team, of course, in a company. I was graduated, personally me, I was graduated as a cryptologist, but I was not too good, and I became software engineer. I never was a hacker, and I was reverse engineering the malicious code because I was curious what's that, and it became, I was working as a software engineer, and then I got the first virus, computer virus. I reverse engineered that. Okay, I liked it, and it became my hobby. And then my hobby became my job. I will never be a hacker, but now in our team, in our company, we have a red team. So these people are responsible for penetration tests. They test their office networks. It's one team. Another team has, they do that with industrial sector. We have a transportation, hacking cars, trucks, ships. Well, and we report, when there is vulnerabilities, we report to the vendors which are responsible for these mistakes. So we have experience, that's funny, when the big truck comes to your office for tests, and the doors to our underground parking is not big enough. So that's like and the big truck is just at your office. That's funny.
Thank you.
Thank you for that question. I think with...
of course, mobile team. How many teams we have? Vitaly, 4, 5. Okay, we have enough.
Okay.
Yep. Please, we have an office here. Yes. Yes. Vitaly.
Okay, I think we have one final question, and then we will go on to we've got 3 trivia questions to ask. Questions relating to Eugene's presentation earlier on for some simple souvenirs from Kaspersky. Yes, please go ahead with your question.
Hi, Eugene. My name is Kim Liu. Is KasperskyOS based, is KasperskyOS use virtualization-based security?
No.
Okay.
It's not virtualization at all. It's like it's a hard code.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
That was nice. Nice way to end
Okay,
this.
so we have a lot of data about our security products, about the immunity operating system on our web page. So please welcome. I dream that soon we'll have dedicated conferences for cyber immunity and industrial security in the region. I hope so. So please follow our news and welcome. If you're still not in the cybersecurity, please welcome.
Okay.
It's amazing area. It's also interesting not only because of the software technologies, but also because of the bad guys which are behind that. You need to read the minds of that, understand motivation. Sometimes to help the cyber police, to help them to investigate the cases. That's why we are, by the way, we are partner of Interpol, which is Cyber Interpol located here in Singapore. So the cybersecurity is very, 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 very interesting job. You agree?
Yes, that's great. Okay, with that, we'll give away some souvenirs from Eugene. Maybe if Eugene can hold this, that can just give away whoever answers correctly. Okay, the first question is, okay, Emil, can you help me spot the hands? Whoever is the fastest, right? You've got this like wide angle lens, right, built into your eyes. You may want to take a step back, yeah? Okay, maybe to make it easier, whoever raises your hand says Kaspersky, all right? So he can be guided not just by the visual, but also by the audio, right? First question, listen to this, okay? What are the 3 key problems that Eugene had identified for the cyber age at the start of the lecture? So fast.
Sing, sing. Sing, 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 sing.
Wow. Why don't you come forward and take the souvenir from Eugene? Or you can pass it to you, yeah. That's amazing. Okay. The second one, now, name, okay, this is not so easy, I think. It really depends on how attentive you were. Name any 2 of the main devices which are built based on KasperskyOS. Oh, that was fast. Okay, that's definitely her. Okay, the boys need to buck up, okay?
Thin client and the gateway for SCADA.
Woohoo! Okay, boy, buck up, okay? Last question. Yeah, the girls have better memory. I'm sorry, I'm not sexist. I promise you I'm not sexist. Okay, this is a giveaway, okay? This is a real giveaway. You cannot say you don't know this, okay? What is the name of the concept which Eugene has been speaking about? Oh, definitely the hands. Woohoo! Yes, that would be correct. All right, so you want to close?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'll just do my usual closing. With that, that's it.
Maybe we'll get the organizing team to take a photo.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you all, and if you have more questions, actually we have an office here, so you can contact our local staff about what we do, what our plans are, and then we have plans for cyber immunity, industrial security conference here in the area.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.